These are loud. Those beats are coming right through my cans. But anyway, how are you?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Good, and yourself?
Yeah, good. It's a big day
It is.
that we've got to dissect on Saturday.
Mate, there is a bit on, but, you know, good things come to people that wait.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I know it was practically a week ago, but what do you think the wash-up is from the Lightning on the weekend?
Jeez. Good race. Great race.
Great race.
Home Affairs, yeah, he's certainly stamped himself as a decent horse.
Yeah, it's going to be a wealthy stud.
So what I like about Coolmore is that they want to take this horse to the Northern Hemisphere, so he's a dual hemisphere Group 1 winning colt.
Mm.
Why didn't they not? I know different breeding out, ownership, all that sort of stuff, but the Autumn Sun, what could have been?
Oh, yeah, what could have been?
Like,
Taz.
I remember Richo back in the day going like, he wins all these Group 1s, 8 career starts, 7 wins, 1 second. He's a $40 million colt. If he goes Northern Hemisphere, he's an $80 million colt. I'm like, geez, it's worth a throw at the stumps, isn't it?
It is. Do you risk said 40 million though, for something to potentially go wrong? Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Like, purely from a financial standpoint, he'd be insured. But obviously, that's like the second.
Yeah.
That's like a secondary thing because welfare of the horse always comes first.
Yeah, Home Affairs is going to be, he's going to have an incredible stud career. I reckon, to be honest, I think Nate Strip wins that race.
Yep.
Quite comfortably.
Mm.
If things go right at the start. But Home Affairs did fight back.
Yeah, he did.
And Jamie did a really good job of settling Nate Strip into the race.
Well, mate, I don't think any horse that she's been on, they have no idea she's on.
Yeah.
She's on them.
The old Featherfingers.
Yeah.
Featherfingers Jamie.
Yeah. So, but did you see the McAvoys are leaving South Australia?
Yeah, I did see that.
I think that's basically a nod towards the Victoria and New South Wales bidding war for all these new races.
I think it is too. And yeah, some of the comments that they had were around the fact that there's just not enough funding in South Australia, which is fair enough, mate. Like, how can they compete with Victoria and New South Wales?
100%.
And then again, Queensland's well and truly third to New South Wales and Victoria. It blows South Australia out of the water.
Yeah. Well, the good horses come up here.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some horses need a bit of sun on their back. And,
they do.
They need the good Queensland humidity over the summer break to just, sharpen them up a bit.
Yeah. And me thinking about Group 1 racing in South Australia makes me feel sleepy. Because it's a big yawn fest.
Isn't it?
Oh. Wasn't there like a $70 or $80 pop that jumped up and won?
Oh, I'm sure.
Last season?
Oh, sorry. I
the
can't
races?
remember what horse it was.
I can't remember. Got no recollection of that time in my life watching Adelaide Group 1s. Not interested.
But I can remember 3-year-old, Group 2s that were run years ago.
Yeah. I can remember Russian Camelot storming to victory
That was
in
unbelievable.
Adelaide. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. 3 wide, no cover last. That was the place to be, though.
I miss you.
Anyway, mate, what else happened this week? We had probably our most important Instagram poll ever this week.
Yeah.
The best punting meal. So, as expected, and you suggested this to me because I did draft it up, and you're like, no. Schnitties need to go. That needs to go to the other side. So it faces off in the big granny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Palmies versus Schnitzels, and congratulations to Palmies everywhere. Wouldn't have been your pick, would it?
No, I'm a schnitzel guy.
Yeah.
I find palmies quite often the topping, so the cheese, your Tommy sauce, and ham or bacon, whatever, can sometimes quite be underwhelming. It can really be underwhelming. Whereas I feel like a schnitty, it's pretty hard to mess up, really.
Yeah.
In my humble.
Yeah. The condiment that accompanies it is crucial.
100%. Like with the palmy, it's probably a bit obnoxious to partner that with like a gravy or a pepper sauce, perhaps.
Whereas, still do.
Oh yeah, as any sane man would. Any man who has hairs on his chest would do that. But the schnitzel, it just comes into its own with a bit of condiment.
Yeah.
Actually, what are your thoughts on a veal schnitzel or schnitzels outside of the chicken varietal?
Chicken's my go-to. I'm not really a red meat kind of guy. In saying that, I had a steak for lunch today. But yeah, I tend to gravitate. If I'm at the pub, with my close mates, I'll usually get a palmy or a schnitty.
Yeah, it's a safe option. Safe option.
But in terms of like a veal schnitzel or something, or a beef schnitzel,
pork.
Did get one when I was down in Adelaide a few years ago, and it was actually pretty damn good.
Hey, any meat that's been crumbed
and deep fried
gets a big yes from me.
It's like a giant chip.
Yeah, it's a big meaty chip.
You know what I did see the other day actually was Pizza Hut. They are delving into some strange areas.
Are they?
Basically, they have giant schnitzels that they just put pizza toppings on.
Oh, that's a big yes from me. That's an enormous yes from me.
All right. My follow-up question would be this. Isn't that just a palmy?
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's essentially a palmy, but play on. Like, I don't get me wrong, but I can respect a palmy. Palmy's a great meal to have, but I'm a schnitzel guy.
Yeah.
It's just like, I like lightly weighted fillies.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll back the top weight.
Yeah.
Gelding. Sometimes I do.
Of course.
Yeah, so I made an interesting poll, and I reckon let's keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Next week, I might just tease it. Why not? Next week, I'm going to do because the Randwick Guineas and the Australian Guineas are up against each other. So I'm going to put the winners of the last 4 years up against each other for each one.
Yeah, love it.
So for last year, this is going to test me.
Who won the Aussie Guineas last year?
I think Luna Fox maybe at 300 to 1.
Yeah, jumped up above Tagaloa.
Yeah, I think it was that one. And
Randwick Guineas was Lions Roar, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So one of
now he's as fat as a bus, a big lion.
Mate, isn't he? Probably he's just devouring like gazelles in his spare time.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
But
in the paddock.
For the new listeners, Lions Roar is one of our favourite horses on this podcast.
It is, yeah.
Hope the big fella can come back. But Johnny O'Shea has a few nice runners this weekend, so hopefully he gets into some form and he gets Lions Roar back. But what else, mate? Anything else happening to you this week?
No, nothing particular to report, mate. Just really looking forward to Saturday's racing. There's a few curveballs in there.
There is.
Mother Nature has decided to spoil the party for the New South Wales Autumn Carnival again. Shock me.
Apparently a 50-50 of going ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Apparently rain on the day, it's like severe doubt.
Yeah, not surprised. Yeah.
300 mil will do that.
300 mil will do that.
Well, last time this was an issue, we went away to Noosa. As if you go back through our back catalogue, we have 2 Golden Slipper previews.
We do. Back
to back because, the rain intervened last year. But we went up to Noosa, obviously planned months in advance. And, we were wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and, we'd done the form and all that good stuff. And then we wake up Saturday morning and we're watching the radar. It's like amount of rain that's dropped on Randwick, or Rose Hill. Oh, it's only 50 mil. We might be a chance. The day before, wake up at first light. It's been called
canned.
off.
Yeah.
So we just had to launch into Mornington instead. Responsibly.
And we had a great day. Responsibly. at the greatest place on earth, the
Yeah.
GPO, as I like to call it.
What?
The GPO, GPOE, greatest place on earth. Trademark. Actually, to be honest, I'll give that one to Lewis Westerman. Don't want to steal your thunder, mate, but I was 5 seconds behind you, just so you know.
The Noosa Surf Club, for anyone wondering. If you haven't gone, what are you doing?
Make the journey up.
Please.
Or down, depending on where you
punters'
live.
pilgrimage.
Yeah,
Surely. All right. Well, we're going to do something a bit different this week. We're going to start with the Drifter of the Week.
Yeah, love it.
Because although we love our drifters, I think going through all 5 Group 1s on the phone when we talk over each other would be a mistake.
Without a doubt.
So we're just going to cover the main one in Melbourne and the main one in Sydney. So the Chipping Norton and the Blue Diamond Stakes.
Bang.
There was 2 Jimmys in the phone, so hopefully the right one I've dialed.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
G'day, mate.
Jimmy, how you going, bruh?
I'm good, Dan. How are you, mate?
Good. We have Jimmy Bidolph. I hope I've pronounced your last name correctly, mate.
Mate, that's correct.
Oh.
Is this the part where I say all the better for speaking to you, or?
Hopefully. Mate, thanks for joining the podcast. You have Jonesy here as well.
G'day, mate.
Jonesy, how are you, mate?
Yeah, always well.
Mate, how did you discover the podcast? Let me ask you that off the top of the bat.
Mate, you and I are mutual friends from a few years back, and then obviously working in the same industry in the ad game together. And then, yeah, Alex mentioned that you were up to it, and I said, look, I'll check it out, and always had a bit of a punt with the boys, and thought, you know what, I'm going to back that. And yeah, first time caller, long time listener. I know that's cliche, but you boys are doing good things.
Thanks, mate.
What a guy.
Appreciate it.
AMAC with the assist. What a man.
We'll transfer you that cash for the plug later on. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, what are we paying?
Alrighty, Jimmy. Mate, let's get cracking on. Cracking day racing. So let's start in Melbourne, mate. What were your thoughts on the Blue Diamond? I hope you can enlighten us, because this is a bloody dartboard job.
Blue Diamond. Boys, you've given me an extremely tough field here.
Oh, gotcha.
And as I say all the time, it's anyone's.
Mm.
I'm going to go with good old Jai McNeil on horse number 4, Sebenak. 2-year-old colt, which I had a few weeks ago at Caulfield. It won by about a length and a half, which was a good run down the straight. Pretty exciting. Still largely unproven. But yeah, excited for it. We'll see how it goes on Saturday. I think it had a bit of a jump last week, and from everything I've read, all looked good. So yeah, an exciting colt.
Yeah, the Hawks stable, they've got a couple in the race, and Jai has jumped off Samillion to get on Sebenak. So I think that's a great play, mate. I think he's right in the mix. And
Mate, it was a bit of a toss-up though, Dan. I have to say that. I was looking at Lofty Strike. They both paying similar money, but as always, I'm happy to stay with my first thought. So it could come back and bite me. But I did see earlier that Lofty's under veterinary inspection, so we'll see what happens there.
Mate, first thought, best thought. I've always thought that. Lofty's on the drift. So, but mate, what about, let's head to Sydney. Tell you what, the Chipping Norton's pretty good contest. So who have you locked in here, mate?
Mate, I'm going to say it again, another tough one. And despite being a big fan of Think It Over, I have gone with Mr. J-Mac and Very Elegant, horse number 8. Form a bit mixed, as we all know, but being a Kiwi myself, I'm firmly on Lord J-Mac and firmly on Sir Waller. And of course, you know, VE being Kiwi horse. I hope I haven't offended any of your listeners there. So yeah, look, it's honestly, it's hard to go past it. It's a big field, but look, she's won some serious accolades. So my only qualm with VE is the ridiculous spelling. It bugs me all the time.
Mate, hence the shortening to VE. But I'm with you. Bizarre decision.
It's currently paying good money at $3. So for a bit of fun, I'll most likely multi that into Thunderstruck at Caulfield and see how I go there.
Lovely, mate. So Team All Blacks, in the Chipping Norton. What about your best of the day there, brother?
Mate, best of the day, and this is a bit of an omen bet and a bit of fun, and I was naturally drawn to this a few weeks ago by its name. Last ran a couple of weeks ago when I actually saw you boys at Brisbane's best pub, the QA. You were enjoying a little schooner and a pun there on the Saturday Arvo.
Responsibly.
Responsibly, of course. Me and my mate both go on this, and we saw some glory. It was Young Jimmy. So that's number 5 at Morfettville, race 7 this Saturday.
Love it.
Okay. Morfettville,
Yeah.
race 7, did you say? Sorry, mate?
Yeah, Morfettville, race 7.
Number 5.
It's come in a little bit since last outing. I think it was about $11 yesterday. Had a look this morning. It's coming to 9. Safe to say, yeah, netted a healthy collect a couple of weeks ago when it was paying 15. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes. Solid form. No doubt I've probably crowed it, but, wishful thinking. Bigger field this time out, but, yeah, go the Irish.
Mate, Young Jimmy, your namesake, putting up a bloody picket fence here. It's won 4 in a row.
Mate, isn't that what punning's all about?
Winning.
Yeah, hopefully.
And picking omen bets. Love it, mate.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Lovely.
Stick to the basics, boys.
Yeah, well...
mate, remind me to stick to the basics. I'm useless.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jimmy. Mate, that's all we had for you, but we'll post up the rest of your Group 1 tips on the socials and stuff. But, yeah, thanks for joining us, brother.
Awesome, boys. So you guys must be the busiest lads in Brisbane, so keep it up. Big fan. Keep doing what you're doing, lads. We'll chat soon.
Lovely.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks,
see you, mate.
See you later.
All the best, boys.
See you, mate. Bye. Young Jimmy. Jeez.
Sheesh.
Mate, Young Jimmy bringing the value. Love that.
Yeah, well, we love to see that from the Drifter of the Week. Famously, Yonkers was picked on this podcast by my little bro at 40s with the infallible logic of, hey, it's 40 to 1. If it gets up, I look like a genius. If it doesn't, no questions asked.
No questions asked. Except at the time, I think we did. But, yeah. And, the Drifters aren't afraid to go to Morfettville.
Yeah, the Drifters go worldwide.
They do.
I wouldn't be surprised to see something at bloody Shartin one day on this podcast, which I'd love to see it.
You know who would do that? Joshua.
Josh McClelland.
Josh McClelland.
Knows that form like the back of his hand.
He does. All right. You know what? Let's just get cracking into this Group 1 racing.
Pool full of liquor. I'm a dive in.
Blinkers on. Let's do this.
Yep.
Start with the futurity. First look at the quaddie. Speaking of, actually, before we do, the sub rule.
Oh, mate. Not on. Not on.
How did that happen?
I mean, I can't believe it. I'm in disbelief. So do you want to... Yeah, you have the honours.
Okay, so you had the first. So we've changed up our quaddie approach because it's been, let's be honest, horrific.
We're shocking at picking quaddie.
We have... I think we've cashed 1 in the last year.
Yeah.
That's been generous.
Yeah, that is.
So, we've changed up our approach. Instead of giving out a tip for each race, we've delegated it to, you're leading the Group 1 tally, so you take the first leg, I took the second, and on. And, there's some subs waiting for whoever gets it wrong first. Turns out that was you. Because I think you had the first 3 in the market, Captivant,
Lightsaber.
And Forgot You, of course.
Yeah.
So those 3. Anyway, Lightsaber just, he must have felt the dark side or something because he got scratched. He got scratched from the gates.
Lightsaber's been influenced by the dark side. He's struck in the ass by lightning. He's decided not to go under the barriers. And he's been scratched. So you would assume, like what usually happens in the quaddie, that you get subbed with the favourite, which we all expected to be pinstriped.
Well, Declan, if you look at not just Neds, but any betting app, you usually are looking at the fixed odds. Now, so you might get lured in at, post the jump, you look it down there. Oh, there you go. Pinstripe's a $4 favourite now. And, Forgot You is at $9. But no, you just turn that over to the tote and then bang. You have, and this isn't really set by these bookies. This is set by the tab. So their explanation is that both Forgot You and Pinstripe were $4.80, but they don't actually go down to the decimals. So Forgot You was $4.72 apparently,
You're kidding.
and Pinstripe was $4.80.
Yeah, so therefore we were automatically out of the quaddie because even though Lightsaber was scratched and was in our quaddie, the substitute pick wasn't the thing that on the fixed price jumped odds on favourite.
Yeah.
It was the thing on the tote. Forgot You, but we didn't have Home Affairs in our quaddie
No,
anyway. So.
I'd be shocked if we got any of the other legs. I think Corbo did.
Yes, yep.
He picked the first four.
Yeah.
So credit to that man. Anyway, we digress.
Look,
The quaddie's not ours to. We're silent investors this week.
hey, and to be honest, you know, I didn't really need to win the quaddie on the weekend anyway.
Just would have been the cherry on top.
Just a little self-plug.
All right. Futurity, 1,400 metres, Group 1. Wait for age. I swear we had one of these 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. We did.
We did.
Yeah, the winner of that race here, Tefane, Streets of Avalon, who's the track and trip horse, I would say. And then you have Sierra Sue, who ran into fourth, ran really well last time. Some horses coming up in class here in Tarath, Extreme Flight, Mr. Mozart. But then you have the three big guns at, the class in the race. Tefane, as mentioned, I'm Thunderstruck and Moanga. I think that's a good summary. What are your thoughts?
I think that's a great summary, mate. I've sort of looking at this race and I'm thinking to myself, is I'm Thunderstruck ready to win, or is he still being wound up for the All-Star Mile, which I think is ultimately his end goal?
It is.
Can't blame him because the prize money there is redonk. So I still don't think he's going to be fully wound up. I think he's going to go to the back and he's still carrying a little bit of extra weight, a bit heavy around the guts. He's not laying off the beers yet. He's not cutting for fight night. He's going to be coming home like a freight train, but I don't think he's winning this.
No, he's not making weight here.
No, he's not. He's still a fat boy. Look, I think Streets of Avalon and Tarath will go forward. The rail's out a little bit at Caulfield and it's dry. If you looked at Caulfield last meeting, towards the end of the day, there wasn't a lot of things running on. It was your generally on paces that were winning the races. So I'm gonna be looking at something that's going to be up on pace, and I think Tefane is going to be up on pace.
Yep,
going to be stalking. So I'm tossing up between her and Moanga.
Yeah. I initially saw the race very similarly. When acceptances came out on Wednesday, I took 3 horses in an all up. I took Tefane. This was before final fields. Tefane at about $3. I took Colette at 6s. And I took Ice Bath at about $3.
Yeah.
Their odds more or less have been halved.
Yeah.
So happy with that.
Sure.
More I thought about it, Moanga is a bloody good horse.
He's a very good horse, man. He's got a stack of good form.
And first up, he's proven he should be my favourite horse. You know why? Because he hates trials.
Hates him.
He does nothing in them.
No.
Like, he was ridden out in his last one where Forbidden Love, Wild Ruler and Top Rank were just doing their best work. And he couldn't get out of first gear. He was just way behind him.
Apparently that's what he's like in the paddock as well,
Yeah.
and when he's just training with Annabelle Neesham at home, he's just real chilled.
But I went searching. I'm like, surely this is too bad to be true. And she's like, he's going better than he ever has because he needs blinkers on because he doesn't trial in blinkers. Then he comes to race day, he has the shades on, and he's like, bang, race day. It's game day. I have to go with him here. Jamie Carr in the saddle. I think they're going to make quite the pairing, Jamie Carr and Annabelle Neesham, over the years. First up here, he has the Cox Plate form, McKinnon form. I think that's slightly better, even though it is at a distance that's a bit lower than his absolute best. I don't think he is a 2,000 metre horse. I think he's a miler. I think 1,400 metres is perfect.
Yeah, first up, he's fresh, ready to go. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, Tefane just wins this, and yeah, she was great. Last start,
the speed in the race missed the kick.
Yeah,
Lightsaber.
exactly. So she basically had it all to herself.
Yeah.
Last start, she's going to be troubled a bit more here. Wouldn't surprise, but I think Moanga's the better horse, and I think he might be getting more mature. He's still got his nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's going on to bigger and better things this prep, but I think he's going to have the knocker on Tofano here.
Yeah. So he's won 2 Group 1s over the journey. I can't remember. He won the one at 1,400 metres first start, the Winks.
Yep.
And he also won, I think, the Randwick Guineas.
Nah, that was Lions Raw. He won the next one.
Rose Hill Guineas.
Yep.
Okay. So another way for age win here would be at the tippy top of his resume.
Yeah. And Tofane's, there's not a lot of horses that are still racing that have won more than 4 Group 1s.
Yeah. VE.
VE. Nature Strip.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe Colding he's probably won 2, 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
And then a Golden
Probably
Eagle.
Bill had won 4.
Yeah.
But she's obviously retired. Anyways.
So yeah, Moonga on top for mine, closely followed by Tofane, and I'm Thunderstruck's going to be the flashing light.
Ditto.
All right. Let's head to all right. Let's get stuck in here. The Blue Diamond. Now, it's going to be a fantastic race.
It is. It always is. The 2-year-olds, you love to see them. Some of them still have got no clue what they're doing when they win this race.
None.
Look,
Artorius is still hungover.
Yeah, Artorius hasn't won since this race. The party bus hasn't arrived at the station since he won this. He's still on the bender. He's still partying on. But that turn of foot in that race was redonkulous. And we're talking about it this week. We both backed Mo in that race.
Yeah.
That seems like a lifetime ago.
It does.
Seems like a lifetime ago. I think he ran into second or third.
Third, ingratiating into second.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I ran a little interesting experiment at work this week.
Sure.
In our office, we've got quite a few people who are keen on their horses, as you know. But little did they know when I asked them, hey, pick a random number between 1 and 16, what I was talking about when I asked them that question. So got a fair few different numbers, but there was a number that came up pretty often. Number 7.
Yeah.
As you know, 7's my number. I'm born on the 7th. It is generally just the lucky number, right? So
yeah.
Number 7 in this race is Rampant Lion. Am I keen on him? Not really. But someone who's featured as Drifter of the Week on this podcast before, Jess Mitchell, she picked number 7. I did a random number generator on Google between 1 and 16. She came over, clicked it, number 7 came up. She's like, I have to now. She's like, Rampant Lion's my horse. And I was looking at it, I was like, Jess, I've got no idea who wins this race. He may very well be my on toppy as well. And then another bloke walks past. I'm like, Benny, give me a number between 1 and 16. Loves the horses. He's got no idea what I'm talking about. He's like, give me number 7. And I was like, all the stars are aligning. Another guy, Matty Cameron, he's been Drifter of the Week too.
Yeah.
Mate, give me a number between 1 and 16. Give me 7.
My
Rampant
goodness.
Lion. They're all signs are pointing to Rampant Lion. Is he my on toppy? No. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, Jess. He could come in and just win this race, but
sure.
I just wanted to share that piece of information to give the drifters some context as to how little my confidence is with regards to picking a winner for this race.
Sure. I went through the history of this race to try and put a line through a few because I found it extremely difficult first looking at it. I looked at a few things. I think the only winner from, I think it's like the last 10 to 20 years that has finished outside the top 3 and then gone on to win this race in their last run was Tagaloa. He ran 4th. So
Right, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm just putting through everything that's 4th and
Yeah.
after that. I also had a look at what number run they were and like weeks between runs. So basically horses that are third up here, like Lofty Strike. So I think his first run would have been around Australia Day.
Yeah.
Bit too close together for mine. So basically they needed to have it either at the end of last year, their first run,
Like Boxing Day.
4 weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks in between runs, and then another run, freshen up run, and then come here. So it's basically they're going here second up.
Yeah.
I'm treating 4 to 5 weeks in between runs as a freshen up. So I'm looking at them as like being fresh into the race, basically. There's only 4 horses in the field that meet that category.
Okay.
According to my looking at that. They are number 1, Semillion.
Yep.
Number 4, Sebenak.
Yep.
Number 7, Rampant Lion.
Shit.
And number 10, Hafey.
Okay, yeah.
I looked at these horses. I was very intrigued by Hafey because he just has the form line that's from out
Completely
west.
left field, yeah.
And he won by 3.5 lengths, but against horses that look no good.
Yes.
I landed on, and I looked at the stable, and I went, who is the 2-year-old stable here? Is the Hawks stable?
Mm.
Like out of those three stables, so 2 of them are Hawks horses. Then you have Peter Moody, probably not 2-year-olds.
Nah, plus Rampant Lions, Frankel, and
Yeah.
Frankels usually don't come into their own until they're 3.
Yeah, and then I had Kiramar David Eustace. They usually have handy ones. They had Enthar, who was favourite. They had a away game previously, but they haven't won a big feature 2-year-old race. And then I was looking at between Semillion and Sebenak. John Manill's gone to Sebenak. Sebinak's my horse.
Yeah, fair. It's a process of elimination. I was considering Sebenak a lot, and then apparently in the last however many Blue Diamonds, there's been 27 runners who've come in for the Blue Diamond being their second ever race.
Yep.
And of those 27, only like 1 or 2 have actually placed. So history suggests that you need to be coming into this, and it needs to be at least your 3rd run as a 2-year-old. This year, if you go back through the ratings and the times of these 2-year-olds, they are trash compared to at least the previous 2 years, which I looked at. I really do like Sebenak, but I rewatched that debut run by Giacchino, and then I rewatched his last run where he finished 5th, but basically flopped out of the gates, just like PVL. Big flop, bang. And then unfavourable ground, found some issues. The Price and Kent stable were like, pray to God he draws between 10 and 12. He drew 10. Yep. He'll get a nice sit. I don't think he'll flop out of the gates this time.
They've been working with him the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They've actually gone against the barrier blanket. Damien Lane.
They have.
They're just going to have someone basically standing there going,
Run,
big fella.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Could I have egg on my face 2 seconds into the race? Yes. But there is nothing else in this that fills me with confidence that I want to go against Giacchino. I will admit, Lofty Strike, that was a great looking win last start, but the times aren't great, mate. And if you like Lofty Strike, back Revolutionary Miss.
Yeah.
Because she ran better and looked more dominant. And she's just, her form coming into this with Jamie Carr on board just looks great.
They're the ones, Snowden stable, obviously, and that's no disrespect to Julie Sandu, but they're the ones who've been there, done that time and time again. And unfortunately for Big Lofty, his shin sore.
Yeah, that's not great. I doubt he runs, which is a real shame for Julius Sandu. I think Dormier with the blinkers on's a chance. But anyway, look, I'm going to go Giacchino on top.
You know who else has got that horse? Joshua McClellan.
Does he? Oh, it fills me with confidence.
Yeah.
I do like Sebenak. He's going to go into my numbers just because I think he's an up-and-coming horse who I think will be a great 3-year-old.
Yep.
Got to chuck Rampant Lion into my numbers just because he's got to go in there. Shout out to JKM. Hopefully he gets up for you, mate.
Yeah. My first 4, Sebenak, Semillion, Rampant Lion, and Hafey, just based on my...
If I was going to chuck a 4th in there, I'd chuck Dormier in there.
Process of elimination. All right, Oakley Plate. Now, this doesn't get it much easier.
No.
Not many top weights win this race.
No, they don't.
But Wild Ruler is a bloody good horse.
He is. There's only been one horse in recent history that's won with more than 56 kegs on its back. So it takes something special. But I think Wild Ruler has come back a better horse than last prep.
He looks jacked.
He looks jacked. Ran last in the Everest. That's a real shame. But prior to that, won a Moya. I think he's a 1,000 metre, 1,100 metre horse.
All right, if there was a 100-metre final...
Yeah.
For, like, I'm talking Olympic stuff, of great trialers, he'd be...
Oh, the greatest trialer.
Him and Malkovich would be basically equal $3 favourites.
He's beating home Nature Strip in trials. Yeah. But the Snowden stable said he's a late maturing horse. He's looked the best he's ever looked. I know this is a handicap race, so it's supposed to even out the entire field. hence why he's carrying 58 kilos. But I think he's just so much better than all of these.
Yep.
Obvious elephant in the room is Marabi. Yeah, who's she beaten? Doesn't matter who she's beating. She is running slick times. She's leading out front. She's settling, and then she's kicking away. And her final 600 meters is class. She's running times that are genuine Group 1 weight for age times. So she could just blow them away. But I don't think she's ever come across so much pressure early on in a race.
No, and one thing when I go through the form, which I like seeing, is horses that have subsequently come out and won, and that's in the 2-year-olds. None of them are.
No.
Which makes it even more difficult.
A little Rubik's Cube.
But Marabi, a lot of hers do. So I think you can trust the form with her. I'm going a little bit left field. Talk about a trainer that we touched on just before. Johnny O'Shea with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj.
Minaj, look, wasn't initially stoked with the barrier 1 draw, but then I had a look who's on her inside. You've got Jonker, you've got Wild Ruler, and the other speed horse, Marabi, and Malkovich inside. She's going to come up, stay in that 2. I reckon she's going to hopefully kick up inside away game, and then just be camping right behind the speed there, one off the fence.
Yeah, which I think Wild Ruler is going to be doing as well. I think he's just going to stalk and then pounce late. Yeah, I'm tossing up between Wild Ruler and Marabi. I really am. I do like Marabi. I think she's a genuine Group 1 horse. And she gets into the weights really well here. But Wild Ruler, I think could just blow them away.
Yeah.
And the price for him, $8.50 with Neds. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, it's a great price to find out. Marabi's obviously got a chance. I'm just steering away from that form. That's just what my gut's telling me. You know who's a huge price in this race? And I think is going to run an absolute bottler at 51-1 is Poland. For Mike Moroney. Now, when he was saying that Tafani's flying, said there's only one other horse that's going just as good, and that was Poland. Been gelded, the big boy. Look, it's been a while since in between drinks for him, but the ultimate gear change it might be what's in order here. So, look, barrier 8, Michael Poy in the saddle. Look, stranger things have happened.
And look, in these races, sometimes the lightly weighted 3-year-olds pop up, Ingratiating and General Bow. Portland Sky popped up last year.
No, not for mine.
Oh, mate, yeah. Oh, this will be another blanket finish for me. I think you'll have a length separating 1st to 6th, if that.
Yeah.
Probably 1st to 10th. But Drifters, I'm sorry to do this to you. I'm going to have Wild Ruler on top. I'm going to have Marabi running into 2nd. Could change on game day. And I think Oxley Road's going to run really well here for Peter Moody.
Mate, Gators on toppy, Oxley Road. Yeah, I couldn't find Oxley Road. I was torn between Minaj and Wild Ruler predominantly, and then, I think Poland's the wide outie. But yeah, Minaj, I think she offers value at $8.50 down in the weights. We see it all the time. All right, let's head to Sydney. 38 minutes in, so let's crack in here. Let's Chippy Norton. So they're building arcs in Sydney. The 2 best wet trackers in Australia in this field, in Very Elegant and Colette. Are you going that way?
Yes, because I expect if there is a meet, it'll be a heavy 10.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Very Elegant's a better horse than Colette, and she'll improve vastly second up. So if the meeting does go ahead and if it's a heavy 10, VE's my on toppy. If it's a soft 7 or better, Think It Over's my on toppy.
Yep.
I think it's a shame that it's not going to be a good track because I think It Over would blow these away if it was a good track.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Interesting to see how top ranked goes. I think I read somewhere by Nick Lloyd that this horse needs to be on top of the ground, I think. So maybe another day for top ranked. I hope he gets in the All-Star Mile because I think he's that good. I'm going with Colette here. I think she had a better lead up run. She's not coming from that massive 2-mile distance back last prep. She's the other elite wet tracker I think I tipped her in this race last year. So that's it.
Yeah. No, yeah, fair enough, mate. I do think It Over would win this if it was a soft 7 or better. There is a query. There's a question mark over his heavy form. He's only ran on it 3 times and he hasn't placed. That was before he started taking off, though.
It was, but the trainer is shitting bricks.
Kerry Parker is, yeah. Which is a shame. It's a shame, mate.
Yeah, but you know what the backup is? The Australian Cup.
True.
So they still hold a nomination there. There's bone dry in Melbourne at the moment, touch wood. But yeah, he could go to the Australian Cup, and I think the favourite there is Spanish Mission. And so I think It Over's going better than Spanish Mission at the moment. All right, last Group 1, around stakes for the 3-year-old fillies. Look, Espiona v Fangirl once again. Where'd you go?
Espiona.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Espiona wins. I think she'll show her class here. I think she'll blow him away. Fangirl, I think, is a really good horse too. Draws car park, goes back. It'll be too tough, but she'll be coming home. Excuse me. If I was to chuck something else into my numbers, I've got a soft spot for Zuzarella, but I will admit Star Tentes will run well here.
Yeah. No, I don't really have any others to add. Yeah, Espiona for me. Best bets of the day. Not your best. Let's go other places first. I have 3 that I'm keen on.
I don't want to steal your thunder because I know you'll probably talk about this horse, but Royal Randwick, race 3, number 3, Lady Laguna.
Yep.
If we do get a heavy 9, heavy 10, I think she'll lap it up and I think she beats Coolangatta.
I think she starts favourite. I don't think surely they won't start Coolangatta here. She's too much of a Ferrari to start her in a heavy 10. Extravagant Star. I think she's proven on the soft as well. Lady Laguna, she has lapped it up. And
loves it.
Drifters, listen to me.
Yeah.
If these races go ahead this weekend and this horse wins, she will be $8, $6 to $8 in the Golden Slipper. Get your tickets now. There's still $17 available.
Bang.
It was $26 last week.
Bang.
She hasn't been posting times, but she's only been very competitive against who she's racing against. Don't know how many times I need to say it.
Yeah, just fucking listen. Randwick race 5. I like number 2 Ellsberg a lot as well. Laps up the heavy. First up, profile suits. Back to pretty much every start last prep and won me some cash. So I like Ellsberg. Interesting to see the blood.
Yeah,
is back. If it's a heavy deck though, I don't think he runs.
Absolutely. Did you say her or him? Ellsberg's a him.
Oh, him, sorry. Yeah, Ellsberg, sorry.
No.
Still got his nuts, I think, actually, Ellsberg.
He does.
Sorry.
No, just, Freudian
Oh,
slip.
no,
That's
my
fine.
apologies.
No, that's fine. Ellsberg, yeah, I found Ellsberg too, but I'm going to head to Melbourne. I think there's another cracking bet here. Can't believe the price of this horse. There's only 2 horses that can win race 2 at Caulfield, and they are number 1 and number 2. And I'm taking the one that's the better odds, number 1, Rich Hips, at 550 with Neds at the moment. This horse is absolutely flying. The stable are absolutely raving about her. She won this race last year first up, and she absolutely flies first up.
Yeah, fair. I wouldn't want to take on Flying Mascot in that race personally. Not a betting proposition for me.
Yeah, that's fine. What about your best of the day? I have a feeling we're going the same horse.
Best of the day.
Yep.
Lady Laguna, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just because if we get a heavy deck, I think she'll be very hard to beat. Is yours Ice Bath?
Yep.
Only reason why mine isn't Ice Bath, and for all you drifters listening, that's Randwick race 6.
Race 6, number 8, Ice Bath.
Yeah, I think Forbidden Love will run really well in that race. She loves the heavy deck too at $5.50. I'd just be hesitant to dive in at Ice Bath coming from that barrier. J-Mac is on board, and she is as good a wet tracker as anyone in the country, and over 1,400 metres, big ticks. But I just think Forbidden Love might spoil the party.
I agreed, but is there a better placed horse in Australia than probably Think It Over, but than Ice Bath? Mate, she's a 107 rater, 3.7 million in the kitty, and she's got 54 kilos in this race against her own sex.
Yeah.
That's just the standout for me here. The other up-and-comer I'm very keen to see his promise of success for Johnny O'Shea as well, number 11. So, yeah, I think Ice Bath will be too good for these. But Lady Laguna is your best?
Yeah, Lady Laguna. I think she'll lap it up. I think she'll, because Coolangatta will be scratched if it's heavy, and she'll jump at $2.
Yep, and that's race 3, number 3.
Yes.
All right. Beautiful. Well, we got through a lot there, and only 45 minutes in.
Bang.
Lovely.
What a great day of racing. Fingers crossed Sydney goes ahead.
Yep.
If it doesn't, you'll be hearing from us regardless.
Yeah. You know, it's just another episode in the books, really. But yeah, no, looking forward to it, mate. It's really starting to hot up. Wonder if, you know, your position at the tippy top of the Group 1 table is in jeopardy.
Could be big moving day today. Maybe for me, in the opposite direction. We will see. Only time will tell.
And to all the drifters of the week that have come on this season, we will try and get you some merch. Guess it is the first of the merch, but just some stickers that we've got done up to show our appreciation, that you can chuck that on your car or your work water bottle or your laptop. Not your brickies.
Shout out Quade.
Not your brickies laptop, but yeah. So we'll be getting those out to you, and yeah.
Yep. Awesome, mate. Awesome stuff. Best of luck, drifters, this weekend. Hopefully you find a coupler. I know I will be.
Yeah. But if you are having a bet, please do it responsibly.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Alrighty. Thanks, drifters.
See yous.